Good day, everybody. Welcome to Home and Hearth Living. We'll be making a clam chowder today in our Instapot with this lovely cookbook, step-by-step Instapot guide. And it is on page 58 and 59 of this book. So we've got our onion, our celery. I've got carrots. I kind of like carrots in my clam chowder. So we've got butter, we've got broth, we've got clams. We also have some scallops. We'll be tossing some scallops in there as well. They're small ones. So to make it an extra little seafoody chowder. But yeah, so let's get started. Let's chop up some onion and some celery. Fun, right? It's gotta get done. Let's do the celery first. It says 3. There we go. Got a couple little sad bits here, so let's chop those off. Or maybe just eliminate them. Most of them. Got our little bucket here. Recyclables. Okay. And this is a good time to be, using up some vegetables and maybe a little bit sad in the fridge. So it's a great way. It says to dice it because you want it to all kind of cook evenly, right? So let's turn that side off there. See, all this in a few months will just go to the chickens. So. Pull you guys together. Doesn't have to be exact. It's all going to get cooked down in the pot. And then just kind of go back over with the blade to kind of get them into smaller pieces. I just have you on the GoPro propped up on a plastic container, so hopefully you don't fall anywhere. Because you are kind of over the sink on another cutting board. Okay, alright. So let's get a bowl and we'll put those in the container. There we go. And then we'll get to our onions. Scoop my cutting board off the edge and just use my fingers to get everything. Okay, now let's do some carrots. Try to get fresh with tops on carrots, but they just didn't come in the grocery order. So. And we're just gonna chop these up just like little circles. Just trying to even out. Of course, you can get diced carrots too. Just adds a little color as well, since we don't eat peppers in this house. And then we'll do the onion. We can put these carrots in with our celery, of course. Those are all going to go in the pot together soon. And as soon as I get the onion done, I will turn this on to saute, and then we will melt some butter and then toss the onions and the celery all in. Okay. Get the skin off. sometimes onions really bother, they make me cry, but sometimes they don't. So to me, it's you know, it's almost like a hit or a miss. Okay. So then we're just gonna sort of like just slice them. And this is just one onion. I'd say a good medium-sized to large onion. And then we'll just kind of chop them up. Slices together. And of course you can, if you got like one of those little instant choppers thingies where you can press things down and slice up the onions and all the annoying intrusive vegetables. Of course this one's going to bother me, this onion. Goggles. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be, you know, of a size. It's going to melt down anyways. Okay. Alright. Let's wash my hands. 1 second. And let's get some butter. And it says 4 tablespoons of butter or 1/2 of a stick. So I'm going to do a guesstimate. So first let's turn this on saute. We'll turn it up for a little bit more than just 2 minutes. Okay. I'm going to get a knife. I'm going to guesstimate how many 4 tablespoons are. Okay. And we'll see, that's 2. My fingers are not even close to the end of the wrapper. It's way, way down here. So don't think I was going to cut myself. I was not. No, no. All good in the hood. Okay, now we need a wooden spoon. Okay. And once it gets melting. Nice. Okay. And then what else do we need to do? So it's 4 tablespoons or butter, onion, ribs of celery, flour. We'll get that. We've got broth. We've got clam. We've got clam juice too, but we can. I think we got to do that after. Maybe we have to now. So you want to get the juice. Save the clams because clams will cook really, really fast. From all the recipes I've read, and including this one too, they cook really fast. So you don't want them rubbery little bits in your soup. So you want to save them literally for the last moment. And anything else seafoody that you want to add, like maybe some shrimp or scallops like we are, or you know, bits of lobster or crab or something like that. Okay, so there we, 2 lids are off. Okay, let's get our clam juice. Where's? Oh, there we go. Okay, now we just take that and pour the juice out. Give it a little shake. Because that juice is going to help flavor the whole soup, right? So. Okay, alright, this one goes. Okay, and then we've got the liquid. Well, we got to get the potatoes. That's it, potatoes. Okay. We'll give them a rinse and we'll leave them with the skin on. These are pre-washed, but just give any other little dusty bits off of them. Those. I should have done those before the onions, but that's okay. The onions can get in here when they get sauteing. Okay, toss the onions in there. And start getting all nice and soft, releasing their water. Okay. Now they're all going in the same pot, so it doesn't matter. Cut in half again. Just want to cube it. Good size. Here. Kind of when you're eating this chowder, you want a bit of everything. Ooh, got a little bit of onions. Let's get rid of when you bring a spoonful of it, to, you know, to your mouth. A little bit, oops, tater on the floor. And the extra fiber by leaving the skin on, it'll do body good. Give that a stir. Smells good. I'll take you right over and I'll try and put you right back. Okay, so hold on. That's what we're looking at right now. You can see that. Okay. We're just chopping our potatoes. Hopefully you got you balanced. Let's add our celery and our carrots as well to this. And then we'll have to add some flour. And then the juices and the stalks and stuff. So, and then we're going to put it on pressure for, it's going to build for 15 minutes and then cook for 5. So, get all those, they usually call them mirepoix, or the celery, onions, and carrots together. Get them all sauteing. Look at me, all French culinary. You want to have, if you have like 1 cup of celery and 1 cup of carrots, you want to have like 2 cups of potatoes. You want your potatoes to outweigh your other vegetables. Got a little black spot. We don't want that. Okay, let's give this a little saute. Or stir on the saute. Here, let's see if I can move you back there again. Now that we got some celery and carrots. Now we're just going to get those softened up. Okay. Softened up before we put everybody in the pot together. Couple little brown spots here. We don't want them in, so cut them up. Alright, oop, alright, that's okay. Adds enough tater. Let's give this stuff a stir. Stirring 3-5 minutes until slightly softened. Add the flour, stir to coat the onions and the celery. Add the broth. Okay, so how much broth? 2 cups of broth, or oh, it's freezing rain. Okay, so we need 2 cups. So what do we got here? We got 1 cup. We got a that's crazy. Okay. Now we want to make sure we get our flour in here mixed up. It's pretty much softened. So let's get the, how many tablespoons? 3. 3 tablespoons. I think we brought it here. There. The flour. And then stir quickly. Okay, so let me put the 3 into here first. That way I'm not wasting time of shaking 1, 2, 3. I'm not getting it stirred when it says quickly. Okay. So let's just make sure we know what we're doing before we get there. Okay. to do the bottom of the pot, make sure the flour is not stuck on it. Add the cooking sherry. It says cooking sherry. I have a little bit of white wine, and I'll probably just do that instead. So, I mean, that seems okay. All right, so here's our flour, 3 tablespoons of flour, and I'm just sprinkling it in here, and I'm going to stir it quickly like it told me to kind of make sure everybody gets covered and nothing is sticking to the bottom of the pot. Okay. A bit of the flour taste out of it as well between the butter. So it's like you're already kind of starting your roux. Sorry, I'm a banger. All right, so let's put our juice in there. We might need to add a little bit of water actually. I got big vegetables. Guess we don't want too thick either. Okay, so here, and then how much was it of the sherry? 1 teaspoon. I guess we don't really need that. Okay, hold on. Turn you off. Okay, you're done. Thanks. Okay. Put in the potatoes. Heavy cream, which I just got milk, which is fine. Stir this carefully. Hold on. Add the broth, scraping the bottom. All the clam juice, but not the clams. Leafy tops from the celery and the potatoes, stirring well. Okay, so let's put in the potatoes. And we'll make sure we have enough moisture in the pot to cover the potatoes so they can cook. Give that a stir. There's only 1 tablespoon of sherry. That could be all right. Okay. We need our salt and our pepper. I just kind of know what it feels like on my hand, so I don't mind doing it that way. Pepper, I'll shake it out. Shake it up, shake it up. Okay, with salt and pepper added. Let's give it a stir. Yeah. Okay, now I'm just going to add enough moisture to just barely cover the potatoes. They are in there in the sauce. I'll show you first. Okay, come with me. Okay. But I'm just going to add a little bit more water and then we'll set it to its cook timer, okay? So we will see you after the timer goes. Okay? See you soon. Don't go away. We've got clam chowder to finish. Okay, here we go. We got some clams, or sorry, some scallops in here, just defrosted in some cold water. And then we got all the clams in there and we're waiting for this to get up to heat and do its thing. And then we'll check back in, okay? Now we have the clam chowder done to the part that we need to add the clams, and of course we've got scallops to add to this as well. We also have a lovely French style baguette that we will be serving with this. I'm going to slice it and toast it, and that's going to be amazing to go with our New England clam chowder. So here is the chowder at this point before adding the cream, the scallops, and the clams. And what we need to do is take this and put it up onto saute and get it to boil, and then we're good. After that, it is pretty much done. So let's get that going. Okay, I'm gonna put you over back here. Okay. All right. So stir this. Turn it on to a saute. I'm gonna find my bread knife. That's not the bread knife. Where's the bread knife go? The drawers are not big here. Let me tell you, they're not. I thought we were gonna play around, but sometimes we're not. Don't mind the nibble missing at the top. I just had to taste test, you know, like quality assurance around here, man. So that'll be my chunk. And a little chunk for Pop and for Munchkin, and then I'll just slice them in half and wait for this to get up to its business, and then I'll add the... Actually, I did have some cream, some heavy cream in the fridge, so I wasn't quite sure if I was going to add some or not, but I do. And then I've got scallops. I'd say maybe about a cup to a cup and a half of scallops. And then for the clams, without their juice, you got about 2 cups of clams here. Okay. So I'm just gonna pop this, and we'll pop these into the Ninja and just toast them up. We just lay them flat and toast them up. And then nibbled on one by me. Okay, it's coming up to a boil, or bubbling anyways. So now we're gonna add, let's get this toasting here. Toast, let's do 530. We'll add our scallops, because they are just still a little bit frozen. So we're gonna get them in there just a couple, give them a couple minutes extra. Just a couple minutes extra. We got some lovely bowls up here to have our beautiful stew in. Chow it up. Sorry. There we go. We got a scoopula. This is where you can add your bay leaf, your Old Bay seasoning, all that sort of fun stuff. You know, whatever you like, whatever you can maybe add some, I don't know, is there ever peas in clam chowder? I don't know. I know the potatoes are nice and soft, so that's all that matters. So that's the New England clam chowder recipe from the Instapot booklet. Where did we go? Step-by-step Instapot cookbook. Very, very handy. And somehow I got myself to the Jewish brisket, so maybe that's next. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. It's like, where did my clam chowder go? There it is. We've been talking about brisket, so it's not too far off. Not too far off from the reality of things. Yeah, let that little saute a little bit. Okay. And then we'll add our clams. We'll add our cream first, and then our clams, and then we're rocking and rolling. And that'll be dinner. You do want to make sure that the scallop is non-frozen before you get to that point. You should be pretty close to it, like it was almost defrosted. And of course in the hot liquid it's cooking pretty quickly. So let's add our cream. We'll get it up to a bubble one more time. There we go. There. And then our clams. And all the juices. I understand maybe clam chowder or even seafood aren't for some people, but you can certainly make yourself a lovely potato soup, leek soup, you know, ham in pea soup, anything like that, you know, and you can always just thicken it up if it needs it. All right, that looks amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to show you. It's going to get up to a bubble. And then we're going to wait for the toast to toast and the boys to be done work, and then we're going to have dinner. Awesome. Excited. Now, it would have been cool if I could have, you know, had thought ahead and made the, you know, bowls to go with it. But, you know, another time. I think a beef stew in that would be really nice, don't you? Maybe we'll do a beef stew. It smells really good. Now, the reason why you want to leave the clams to last is because it's a seafood. You really want to cook it either, you know, quick and fast, like, you know, calamari, squid, octopus, anything like that. You know, those are like really quick ones, quick fry. That's why they do good for breaded stuff, breaded seafood. seafood kind of day around here. We had salmon for breakfast. Canned salmon. I cooked a couple salmon fillets. Okay, now start just to get a little bubbly. Let's take you over there. I want to thank you very much for joining us on Home and Hearth. And there we go. We've got some chowder, baby. Chowder. Just let it bring up to a bubble, and then add your seasoning. Once it starts to bubble, hit the keep warm because it's done and you're ready to serve. So it's almost there. A couple more bubbles. All right. Thank you. Take care. Sophie says bye-bye. How tasty does that look? Yum! Toasted bread and homemade clam chowder.